Welcome back to the Walk On podcast. We are here with our special guest, Austin Eastman, who is the co-founder of Eastman Ventures, co-founder of Kicks Media, big time Snapchat presence out there, really doing their thing and creating a lot of great content, sports content online. Austin played college basketball at University of Utah, was a walk-on at University of Utah when they had some really talented teams, and we'll just kind of let Austin take it from there and give us his story. And yeah, let's rock.
It's good to have you on, Austin.
Appreciate it. You want my story like from the beginning, or like when am I starting my story here?
All right, we don't need the trilogy, but if you want to hit us with like maybe high school, growing up in Montana, hooping, not like a basketball hot ground, and then end up in Utah, and then kind of going from there.
Yeah, no. So Montana definitely not a basketball hot ground. High school basketball really wasn't much for me since I got cut my junior year. I got cut from the team. Senior year, they told me not even to try out because I wasn't going to make it. So most of my high school was really just spent at the YMCA. I was playing like rec leagues, like noon hoops with the old guys, just trying to get basketball in. From there, I went to University of Utah. I went there just as a student, kind of with the idea of like hopefully I could walk on. So I think it was like my sophomore year, I became a manager. I was doing like, laundry, cleaning up practice, stuff like that. Just kind of kept around the team. I was playing open gym with them and stuff. And then started the next season, my junior year. We had like within like 2 weeks, stars kind of aligned. We had like 8 guys get injured. So I was just kind of like in a position where they needed extra players. And I was a practice player at that point. So they were like, hey, listen, you want to be a walk on? I think mostly for the reason of like they needed bodies, but also I had like a 3.8 GPA at the time. So, just kind of boosts the grade point average. But the stars aligned, and I got to live out my dream in college. Played with some great players, played against some great teams. We went to the Sweet 16, round of 32 the year after that, my senior year. Yeah, I got an opportunity to live out my dream, and then when that was over, I became a sports agent. Worked as a sports agent as I am still now, in some capacity, more working with an agency now to help build out their players' businesses and investment portfolios, which is kind of like the Eastman Ventures co-founding. That my brother and I co-founded it, and that's what we do. We invest in companies, help them grow, mostly just startups, and build businesses. And so Kicks Media kind of came through that. It's started as an Instagram account, and now we've grown it to a media. I'd like to say powerhouse. I don't know if we're there yet, but maybe over the next couple of years we'll be a media powerhouse.
Puts out some pure comedy.
And so yeah, that's the short story of me.
Nice. What give us a little bit more info on like Kicks, like what kind of like how did it start and where is it going, and like kind of what is their ethos, I guess.
Yeah, so like Kicks started an Instagram page. It was just mostly a shoe page. Kind of as the years came and went, we transitioned it more into a sports and content page of all sports, focused mostly on basketball, and we've grown it from just Instagram to now we have TikTok, a bunch of shows on Snapchat, YouTube, Twitter. I think we have like 4 million followers across all platforms. So we have a pretty good reach, and I think the goal is kind of two-sided here. The one side of the goal is we want to be able to let the players create their own narrative. So we work with a lot of athletes and obviously help them build their own narrative. And then the other side is to let the fans see a different side of sports. I think a lot of sports is based on, I guess not sports, but sports media is based on like what's going to get the most clicks and most attention. And although we definitely do want our clicks, I think there's a different way of telling the story. So we're trying to slowly work into building that and letting the players, show a different side of themselves.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, no, if you don't follow their page already, then you definitely should. It's got some good stuff on there, and
At Kicks, I'll shamelessly plug it. There we go.
Yeah, at Kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's about like at least once a week or 2 weeks, I actually send the post to Austin to have a debate about why that was posted.
This is true. This is true. So
I love that.
But that's dope, man. And kind of to go backwards a little bit. Um, Obviously, all three of us have been in the walk-on situation. None of us walk-ons at the Power Five level. What was kind of your experience being a walk-on at a school like Utah, who is kind of in their down years now, got a new coach, but like back then, like they were ranked, putting out lottery picks, putting out first round picks, and like were really like pushing the needle and like making noise in the
yeah,
tournament. Like, how was that experience for you, especially coming from someone who didn't really play high school basketball?
yeah. No, I mean, it was incredible. Like I'd always said, like I had the best seat in the house. Obviously, I wasn't playing much. Although I think like we were so good my second year on the team that I played like 20 some games. Like I was a Pac-12 all academic player, and like you have to have like a certain amount of playing time to do that.
Hmm.
But because we were so good and like I
So
had
many
so much,
blowouts.
like literally I had so much garbage time that like I was in there. Like I think the first 6 games of Pac-12 play, we won every game by like 30 points or 40 points. Like it was incredible. Like, and that, I mean, that just speaks to the players that were on my team. But it was great. Like, it was kind of one of those things that like every single day in practice, I was so far below the talent level of my teammates that like I just get shit on. And I just like literally my entire like first year on the team, I just spent the entire time thinking like, man, I don't deserve to be here. Like these guys are so much better than me. And then like I went home for the summer and I was playing with all the kids that I played with and like I just dominated them. And I didn't realize like when you play at that level, like you become so much better. And so like it made me a much better player, and I loved it. Like obviously, whenever we were ranked, we were flying private, 5-star restaurants, whatever you wanted. It was a very good life. It's you were a king on campus because we were ranked. Everyone knew us. We were the team to be. So a very fun experience.
Do you feel like it was harder for your Utah teams playing in the Pac-12, which was like kind of I think you guys had a fair amount of teams in the tournament, but it was like the conference was very up and down as far as like there wasn't a lot of like consistently like top five, top 10 teams, but everybody was kind of like jumbled up in the middle. Like, do you feel like you guys struggled to get more exposure just because you're playing late at night, playing on Pac-12 network, all that stuff? Or do you feel like you guys got the amount of pub you should have got?
I think it's a mix of both, right? Like I think obviously the ACC is going to get their attention, but like I think my like the year we went to the Sweet 16, we had 7 teams, I think, in the tournament, right? We had Arizona, who was like high ranked, Oregon was highly ranked. I think USC, so we had really good teams. I think it's just a different style of play, and like you said, like we're on the West Coast, so a game on the West Coast is going to start at 10:30 at night for East Coast, so you're not going to get as much eyes, right?
Yeah.
But like I think football and basketball is kind of the same thing. Whereas like the ACC and the SEC in football, like they always have their star programs. I think that the Pac-12 has kind of cannibalized itself, and like not very often do we have that star program. It's not like that team's above everyone else, and everyone's going to lose to everyone at some point in the year. So it's hard to see like the top 5 teams happen very much in the Pac-12. So I think that kind of hurt us. And now I don't know what the hell's going on with the Pac-12 with all the teams leaving. I really couldn't even tell you if the Pac-12 will be a thing in another 2 years. So I'm not sure. Um, I like the Pac-12. I thought it was great, and like the Pac-12 has produced a lot of pros. So I
Yeah.
can't say there's anything bad about it, but other than the fact that they just cannibalize themselves.
What do you think about the conference realignment now that you're in the sports industry, you're in the media industry, and like, obviously that makes with the clients that you work with before they become pros, like that's like a big deal, to start to build that brand early with NIL and all that stuff. Like, so
For
like
sure.
with the conferences realigning or conferences shifting and teams leaving, like what's your opinion on that?
I think I don't know. I think it's yet to be seen. Like I think it could be very good for the sports, but it also could kind of affect it. Like I even heard somewhere that like Gonzaga might be leaving now. You know,
Big 12 supposedly.
yeah, and so like
They don't have football.
that's what they don't have football, but also like Gonzaga's always number one because they have a hard preseason and then they coast through the conference. And like the WCC was getting better, but then like BYU left, like all these things. So like I think it just puts a lot of teams in a really weird position, because like BYU left obviously now, so Gonzaga's in a position where like, okay, does our league not look as good? And the same thing with the Pac-12. So it puts problems in that. But like as far as like players go, um, yeah, you want to be in the big conference. If you're a player and you go to Duke, you're leaving Duke with a presence. Everyone knows who you are. You have 250,000 followers on Instagram. Like you've already set yourself up. So like the brotherhood does mean something. These blue collar schools do mean something. Um, but besides that, like it's so hard like these days to figure out what's going on with NIL. And I mean, at this point, teams are just paying players, but like it's not regulated enough for people to know. So
Yeah.
it's weird.
So you think like the NIL like didn't change anything that was already happening? It's just the money's funneling from a different location.
So you know how like weed's becoming legal now? I just read an article where like New York is giving like 30 license to like drug dealers who were like illegal drug dealers, and they're trying to make them become like
Le- Trying
like
to
but
legitimize
Wow.
their business
yeah,
for
they're
it.
just trying to like legitimize their business so they can tax them, right? It's
Yeah.
pretty much what's going on in college basketball. Like you're just legitimizing, and now instead of it being under the table, like
Now you're
it's
getting your
over. It's
piece of it.
yeah, and like you're taking your tax cut, right? Like you're doing the same thing, but like I don't think the car situation or the parking lot in Alabama football looks much different today as it did 3 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
like kids were getting paid then, now they're just getting paid like in a different way. So did
Yeah.
it change anything?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's like the whole Sean Miller thing, right? Is like they weren't mad that he paid DeAndre Ayton. They were mad that they didn't get their 22% of that.
Exactly. 100%.
Like
So
that they're like there was wire fraud and there was wire fraud, which in other words, in dumb terms means someone gave someone else money and we didn't get to tax it.
we didn't get a tax it. Yes. I think like honestly, like I think NIL as far as like basketball goes doesn't really help that much. It just makes it like legitimate. I think where NIL helps is with like female and like female sports because like now
Yeah.
the females are getting paid and like good for them. Like you know
Yeah,
if they have like a good
Paige Bucher's just signed with big time agency with Washington.
yeah she's signed to Boston and yeah like a
Yeah.
lot of the girls are and like
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know Livy Doon like the gymnast but like
Mhm.
she's making so much money she should stay in school for 8 years. Like she's like
Yeah.
a TikTok queen. I know you know. Jared might not, but I know you're
I
on TikTok
yeah,
like
I have
crazy.
no
Yeah. Chill
idea who
out.
that
Chill out.
is.
Chill out.
Yeah,
I definitely.
Luke's a
Yeah.
big
Nah.
TikTok guy too.
Nah. I definitely do know that the Cavender twins too.
Yeah,
Like
Oh yeah, I saw something.
those three are like the face of the whole NIL situation. Like the day that athletes could get paid, like the twins had one and Olivia had one, just like big ass billboards up in New York, like literally day of.
Yeah, well even me I mean, yeah, not on the same level, but Mia Mastroff's probably getting a good amount of money off
Yeah, she's
Instagram
up there,
too.
but these three like
Different level.
different.
yeah.
Yeah,
Cam
I
Brink,
different.
she's getting paid. All
yeah.
those girls are.
Yeah, actually, Austin, you guys on Twitter, I read, I think it was yesterday, the day before, you guys just released the top five men's basketball players for NIL
Oh yeah.
On your Kicks Twitter.
Who's
Yep.
number one?
It was
You know what?
uh
I don't even know off the top of my
God,
head. I'd have to
it
look.
was Timmy was five, Oscar Tshiebwe was four. Um, oh my
Let's check
gosh.
Twitter. I'm checking Twitter, people. Give me a second here.
Uh,
I should know this off
I,
the top of my head.
That's how you know that Austin outsources all of his work to all of his employees.
Listen,
seriously,
100%. We got a great team that does great work.
he did all the work building the brand up, and now he's
Yeah.
like take over.
Hansel Emmanuel, is
Yeah.
number
Oh,
one,
okay, that makes
obviously.
sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
What else do we got? Shaquille O'Neal is number two.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
um,
Anything
yeah,
him. And then Mondo Baycott is number three.
That's right. He was in
interesting.
bro, what's that show you guys watch?
Oh, Outer
Tommy.
Banks. Yeah, he
Yes,
was
he's
in
in the
Outer
show now.
Banks. Yeah,
Mondo was?
Yeah, that was
I
his
don't,
big
I don't,
thing.
I don't, I don't think, I don't
He's
think
in
he's
one
in
of
it
the
yet.
episodes.
He was like on set for next season. Like
Yeah,
they were posting about that.
he's gonna be in one of the episodes.
Yeah,
That's
I
actually
saw
dope.
that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah,
cool.
no, I was
Um,
also like, and I don't know, like, um, I know some schools are just like telling kids like, uh, we can't give you like a basketball scholarship, but like we'll get your school fully paid for through NIL deals if you just come play for us, so they don't have to use like a scholarship.
Dang.
Ah, that's interesting.
I haven't heard that.
I
That's wild.
know, I
Thank God the
know,
NIL
and
wasn't around when I was there because I'd had no chance.
like I was told about someone that happened to. They're like, yeah, we can't give you like basketball scholarship, but your school will be paid for through NIL deals,
Yeah, that's dope.
which is just crazy.
That'd be
Like,
super cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that I was long gone. Um, Austin, I'm just stay on this subject before we move on. Uh, we've all kind of talked about it a little bit. What's your best walk-on story? Like being a walk-on, what's your best story you got?
Like on the court,
Either one. You can go on court, off court. I know there's some crazy stuff that happened up there, but
I mean, off
like
court, I'll stay off of that.
okay, there we go. Yeah, you can keep this is a family program, so
I'll tell you guys
yeah, my
like
mom's watching Austin.
I'll tell you guys like the coolest story, I guess, for me, and then I'll tell you the funniest story. So the coolest story, uh, we were playing USC. It was my second year on the team, um, and get in the game. I ended up hitting like my first 3-pointer in the corner. Kuz passed it to me. Everyone was just shocked that he passed the ball. Um, but I hit the three, and then that night I'm like sitting on my couch, and like our coach texted us and was like, "Everybody turn on ESPN." Um, Austin made the highlights, and so like I had like two highlights on ESPN that night. So then like everyone like was texting me like the next morning from Montana, and like everyone I knew, like, dude, I just saw you on ESPN. Like, I just saw you on ESPN, but what the hell? Like, I just saw you on ESPN. So, for me, that was probably like one of the coolest things. Just because like I dreamt about that my whole life, and then for it to happen, and like, why did ESPN decide to put a 3-pointer that was it was like 120 to 70 or something? Like, why did they add that? I don't know, but I was stoked about that. So that was like the coolest thing for me. Funniest thing, uh, we were playing Kansas at Kansas. Coach decided that we were flying private, so coach decided to take his kids instead of me. So I got left home. Um, and so like it's like the day of the game, so they've already been there like a day or maybe even 2 days. And one of our assistant coaches called me and was like, "Hey Austin, bring me some water when you come to breakfast." And I was like, okay, coach, but it's going to be like 16 hours. I'll start the drive now. And he's like, what do you mean, Austin? Like, we have shoot around. We have shoot around in 7 minutes. Like, you bring me some water. And I was like, coach, like, I'm in Salt Lake. You guys left me here. And he's like, well, that's not true, Austin. Like, I saw you earlier today in the elevator. And I said, no, coach didn't. And he's like, Austin, like, you're on the trip. And then like he asked one of the other coaches, like, hey, is Austin here? And like I could hear him in the background talking, like, no, no, and he was like, oh, Austin, I'm sorry, have a good day. And so I think that just really goes to show how important of a member of the team I was. So it took 2 days for them to realize I wasn't there.
That's crazy. Oh my
That's a walk
gosh,
on
that's
life.
wild. That's wild.
yo,
Yeah.
that's oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
That's,
good
that is
good
so
boost to the
crazy.
confidence on that one.
I was gonna say, yeah, took a 7-year-old. That's how little you can help us against Kansas. We're gonna take
Literally,
a
he was like,
7-year-old.
they were like, listen, coach decided to take the family, so there's not enough seats for you. And I was like, okay, cool. Right.
Hey man, hey, those are things you see. Those are things you're never gonna forget, though.
No, it's hilarious.
It's it's funny. Yeah, we've all had crazy stories like that.
Yep.
Um, so now, Austin, now that you obviously got done playing, got into the agency business, worked for a big time agency for a little while, and then kind of branched off and did your own thing. Um, what do you think the hardest part um, of what you're doing or being an agent, working the agency business? What do you think the hardest part is? Because there's a lot of people that see the glitz and the glamour and see like, well, oh, I want to like hang out with NBA players or hang out with NFL players, like, but they don't really understand like the time and the hours and the pressure and the stress and all that.
For sure. I mean, I think beyond like the actual like job itself of like getting the players and all of that stuff, I would say the hardest part, and it's been a lot easier for me than I know a lot of other agents, but like, I mean, you're on the road constantly. And like, so like, before the pandemic, I think the year before the pandemic, I was on the road like 200 to 220 days out of the year. Like there was a time when I was gone for like 3 weeks. I stopped in Salt Lake to like change out the clothes in my suitcase in a layover and then like went back out on the road. Like,
Yeah.
and that was it. So like travel, I think is really hard. Just because it's just not very consistent. You never know where you're going to be. So never been a problem for me, but like as far as like building relationships, very difficult. I'm sure like having a family and doing that kind of travel would just be damn near impossible. So I would say that's the hardest part. Like, yeah, people will see you, one night in the club with whatever, a player or whatever, and like, at the game the next day, and they're like, man, this is the life I want to live. But like, it's not as glamorous as you think. The club gets old, the games get old really quick. Which is crazy for me to say. Like when I was 8 years old, to be able to go to a basketball game every single day would be like the greatest thing in the world. But that stuff gets old, and sometimes you really just want your bed.
Yeah. No, I hear you on that. It's yeah, it's definitely yeah, it's just perception's everything. It's just
Yep.
it makes it but also very rewarding. I'm sure obviously I work with a lot of players and guys that and stuff. And it's
Yeah.
like it's cool to kind of see the process and some of those guys that, you're still working with, you guys have been friends for a long time.
Yep.
Um,
And like to be a part of that journey, I mean,
yeah,
the highs and the lows to be part of that journey is really special because, in my opinion, like being a part of the lows is probably the most special part about it. A
yeah,
lot of people don't get like a lot of people aren't around during those times, so that's when it's actually fun.
yeah, for sure. And you like really figure out what you're made of, both you and the players,
100%.
because it's like stressful for you as well.
One
What do
hundred
you
percent.
what do you think's the one thing about being an agent that surprised you that you enjoyed? That like you said, obviously going to the games is cool, going hanging out with players, meeting with players, but what's one thing that like really surprised you that you liked about it?
That I liked about it, I think
Yeah.
one thing that surprised me was just like I always looked at basketball as like this was like the love of my life, like the passion. Like I woke up thinking about it, went to bed sleeping about it. For a lot of these players, basketball is nothing more than a paycheck. Um, and like when I first like realized that, I think I was super mad. I was like, man, like you guys have all the talent in the world, and like you're doing the greatest thing in the world. Like you get to play basketball for a living. Like man, screw you guys. You don't even like basketball. And then after a while, I realized, man, like maybe if I hated like a lot of people hate their jobs, but these guys are getting paid millions of dollars to hate their jobs. So like it's actually just kind of impressive now. There's a lot of guys out there like in the NBA that don't like their job, but they wake up every morning, they do their job, and like it's just like a 9 to 5 to everyone else.
Yeah.
Some people don't like to go into work. A lot of these guys don't want to go into practice or don't want to go to a game, you know, but they're getting paid millions of dollars to do it. So I don't know if that was like the most, I guess, like surprising and exciting thing for me, but I was just very shocked by that, like how much like it really is just a job. Um, as far as exciting things, I'd say just the people I got to meet. Like I got to meet a lot of the people who were heroes to me
Yeah.
growing up, and now like they're just very nice people.
they're just like normal guys, like you said, working 9 to 5s.
Yes,
They're
like
just 6'10" and insanely athletic.
Yeah,
like one of my favorite players growing up was like Manu
real
Ginobili.
regular, real regular.
Yeah, Manu.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, it was breaking
Yeah,
up. But yeah,
yeah.
like Manu was like one of my favorite players growing up, and like now he's in the Spurs family room every day, and like he'll talk to me like the first time he talked to me, I was like, man, like this is weird, and now it's just like normal conversation, you know. So,
Oh, hey, what's up, Manu?
like literally, like it's crazy. Like Manu's just like the most normal person in the world. You would never think that.
That's
It's
sick
awesome.
though. That's like the dope part about it too. I think being in the industry like is like at the highest levels, like how you are, and it's just like you realize like yeah, like every like TV and media and like obviously because it's public how much money they make and it's like they just get put up on this pedestal and I think like that's kind of like some of the controversy that's been happening lately, right? That and that we've discussed before and whatnot. But it's like at the end of the day, like they're still like just regular dudes for the most part. Like some guys
Yep.
do wild stuff with their money and some guys are crazy, but you find crazy people in all walks of life. There's probably some
For
crazy
sure.
middle school teachers out there, but
Guarantee. You know,
but
guarantee it. So
but
like,
uh but
yeah,
yeah, no, it's cool that like yeah, they're all most of them pretty normal. Even
yep,
it's the same experience. Haven't really ran into anything too outlandish.
yep, agreed.
What what's one thing you wish you could change about the agency business or just about like social media business, I guess. You don't have to just touch on the
Yeah,
agency stuff because I know you're focusing on other
on a bunch of
things
stuff.
and diversity. Yeah, like what's the
I
one thing you could change about social media
I
that in
think
big business basketball wise?
I think on the social media front, um, one of the things that I've always kind of hated is like you can produce really good content that like is very like it's just good content. You know, like I watch it, I'm like, wow, this is great, and it'll just do shit. Like it won't get views, it won't get clicks. You know, and then I could post something about John Morant's baby mama or something, and millions and millions and millions of views, right? And so like I think like social media is all about that, right? It's all about the quick click, like instant gratification. And so like I think the saddest thing for me is seeing that and like how the world's just going with, you know, the trends we see. Like we get all the back end, we get all the like insights, and so we know what people are into, we know what people aren't into, and like it's just it's 100% true that like if you can instantly gratify someone, like you're gonna win, right? And so like that just hurts me because like I'm a big fan of like delayed gratification. You know, I think like the longer you wait for something, the better it is. But that's just not the world we live in. And so, you know, everyone wants to see the hype. They want to see the flash. And a lot of the times, like the hype and the flash is not real life. You know, sometimes it is. Like there's certain celebrities and stuff who really do live that life. But for most people, like that's just not the case. You know, I have friends that we'll be posting in the club every night with bottle service and at 5-star dinners, but then they'll be texting me to borrow some money, you know? And it's like people see that life on Instagram and they're like, man, these guys made it. And I know people that are like always like, oh man, I want to be like that kid. I'm like, no, you don't. Like, check their credit card debt, you know, check their real life. You really don't want that.
Yeah.
So I think that would be the one thing that I'd want to change if I could, but there's no changing that. That's gonna
Yeah.
be forever. So
Do you you think TikTok is here to stay? You think TikTok is gonna like, we notice how Instagram doesn't have videos anymore, it just has reels.
yep.
Like they did away with
So
videos.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think Instagram and Facebook, unless they make a really drastic change, um, will be gone quicker than we think. TikTok, Snapchat, uh, YouTube, they're going to be the platforms that remain. And the reason why I say that is basically like although users say they get onto platforms to see their friends and like interact with their friends, most of the time you're not really interacting with your friends. you're consuming content, right? You may interact with your friends for 5 minutes or 5% of the time. The rest of the time you're consuming content. Snapchat, TikTok, and YouTube, the content creators get monetized. Where on Instagram and Facebook, they just do a very poor job of monetizing. So yeah, I do think that like we will see the end of those platforms at some point, or a very drastic change of it, which is something I think should happen. There's no reason with the amount of users they have that they couldn't start paying money. But we'll see what happens. I know they're losing a lot of money on revenue and ad revenue because of like the hiatus of people and moving to TikTok. TikTok has now become a bigger like search engine than Google. Um,
It's
like so,
insane how
That's
people
crazy.
yeah,
get lost in TikTok.
and like I didn't know this. I guess probably because I'm a little bit too old for it. But like if I want to go to a restaurant, I'm gonna Google it, right? Kids that are like 19 and 20, 50, like they're TikToking it. Like they type the restaurant
What?
into TikTok.
What?
Yeah, like that's the new thing. So like it's a whole new like search engine. Like if you want to know how many points LeBron James scored in his career, you don't go on to Google anymore. You go on to TikTok. Like they surpassed Google as like the most searches.
That's
That's so
insane.
weird.
Yeah. So, which the other side of that is super scary is like TikTok is owned by the Chinese government basically, which means that like all of the insights that us Americans are providing to TikTok is going straight to the Chinese government. So, like if you're a conspiracy theorist, like that probably is not the
Genius.
best thing going forward for America.
That's wild.
Yeah, I know. I don't
Yeah.
have TikTok yet, but yeah, hoops TikTok coming soon.
Listen, I love TikTok,
Yeah, all
but I
right,
had
bro.
to I had to delete it. It just takes too much of my time. It consumes too much of
Yeah,
my
I need to
energy.
get off that app.
See,
But hey, tell me how long Jared has been saying I'm gonna get on TikTok and I'm gonna start posting content.
A while.
yeah,
A
wow.
while. The first step is to do it.
Yeah.
January 1st, that might be your New Year's
Yeah, put that
resolution.
on your New Year's resolution.
I
I'm gonna
have a,
delete
I
the
have
app.
a,
I'm gonna
I have a
delete the
plan
app
in
as my New
place.
Year's resolution though.
As long as you have
Yeah,
a plan in
okay.
place, I'm happy.
Yeah, Luke, can you tell us what your TikTok, your food TikTok is right now?
Um, I didn't really catch all of that, but I know we're talking about TikTok a little bit. So
You
yeah, I
got the
use it
food
to like
TikTok.
oh, food TikTok. I feel like to catch, if people find you entertaining or funny or anything in some way about what you're eating, people are rock with you. So
Fair enough.
So I'm probably not gonna be able to get this out of Luke, but does Luke have his own TikTok, like that
Yeah,
he posts cooking
yeah,
stuff on?
yeah. No, he doesn't post cooking
Uh,
stuff. Him and one of his friends try weird combination of foods and then want it to get rated or get
don't knock it till
or
we try it, man. Don't knock it
that's
till
what it's
we
called. Don't knock it till we
try it.
try it.
Oh,
I
shout out to
kind
the
of
homie
like it.
Jaden.
he's not a frequent
Jaden's gonna
poster
watch this.
anymore though.
Jaden's gonna listen to this too. Shout out to Jaden.
I like it.
Yeah.
They haven't posted in a while though. They're kind of slacking.
Yeah. Big
Yeah, we're
slack.
building anticipation, building hype.
I got it.
Content
It's
is king. You got to post at least twice a day.
it's been like 6 months.
Oh,
So now that we've kind of talked about social media and the agency business and all that stuff, Austin, what's one thing that you see in your realm of business, referring to sport? What do you think like the next takeoff is? What's the next big thing that's gonna, NIL was big and social media and being able to get paid and all that stuff. What do you think the next big takeoff is?
as far as professional athletes or college athletes,
Professional athletes. Let's just shift to professional athletes. What do you think is going to be the next thing that's going to like move the business forward?
I think athletes, and they're starting to do this, and you'll see it. I just think it's going to become much more prevalent. Athletes are going to start being the owners of their own brands, investing in their own. Like you look at like, and this kind of goes back to Facebook, and they're it's just really hard to do paid media now. It's super expensive, and so like a lot of people are using influencers to build brands. And so the next step is basically just taking out the middleman and having the athletes actually build the brand. So like, you saw Kuz do it with Barcode. Like the athletes are now taking ownership and they're going to start building it, investing in themselves, and you're going to start seeing. I know Kobe invested in Body Armor and he made this incredible sum of money. Like I think that's going to be the next phase. Athletes just taking more and more ownership for themselves, and like I don't think you can do it on the court with the NBA teams or with the NFL teams. Obviously, that's pretty locked down. Like that will never change, I don't think. But in everything else, I think you see them starting to take a lot more ownership. Um, and like you see that like with the agency business, you see a lot of agencies are really starting to change their model of like how they represent players. Because before it was just like, okay, we're going to do a great job on the court, and then it was like, what can we do off the court? And now it's like, how do we offer all these other little things to help these players become like the business moguls they should be, because they are just walking, talking businesses in themselves.
Totally. No, I think that's a great approach and a great idea moving forward.
So,
So now
Body
is
Armor was a
time.
great investment. I love Body Armor.
Yeah, James Harden made a nice little check on that too.
a lot of players did.
Yeah.
That was big time.
It's a good
Yeah.
drink. It's a good
Black
sports drink.
cherry.
Man.
Black cherry is the best flavor. Just FYI.
I'm a strawberry banana guy.
Well, now it is that time for our starting five. We got another fun one this week. It was a personal request by our very own Luke. We're doing starting five superheroes. No supervillains. All superheroes are fair game, and it sounds like Austin has a very interesting take on what a superhero is. So we're gonna let Austin lead us off, and then Tommy, Luke, and then I'll go last as usual. So go ahead, you give it to us like the starting five: PG, shooting guard, small forward, power forward,
Okay.
center.
I'm interested to see what you guys think of this. I told you guys before we got on, but like I don't watch like actual superhero movies like the Marvels and stuff. Like I think I've seen one Batman, the old Spider-Man, but like that's about it. So my number one pick, Deadpool.
So that's your PG.
That's my PG. He's
Gotcha.
leading the team. Number two, Captain America, and that's just because I identify as like pre-Captain America, Captain America, like the skinny little like the loser dude. That's who I am. Number three, Rocket Raccoon. And like I just kind of had to pick one from that movie, and I thought he was the funniest, so I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go with him.
You're a Guardians guy?
Yes, sir. I love that show.
Yeah.
Jack
As their
from
power forward. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
A beast.
Wow. Great pick. Super dynamic.
Yes. And now I don't know if you guys have seen this one. Have you guys seen The Guys?
Guys.
It's on Amazon Prime.
No.
I think it's called The Guys.
The Boys?
The Boys, my bad. The Boys.
Yeah.
The Boys.
Center. So you're center.
I haven't watched it. But I know what The Boys is.
Okay. Who is it?
I love that show. Annie January.
January. Center.
She's
I'm about to check that out.
She's undersized, but I like it.
Yeah, I mean, you got a 3-foot raccoon at your small forward, so
yeah,
your team is going to be a little small.
No, we're playing small ball.
You got Jack. You got a baby at the power forward.
We're playing small ball.
All I know about The Boys is that they have an incredible villain.
They do. It's a great show.
Y'all
got to watch it.
Queue. Me and Tommy are big TV show bingers, so
yeah,
I haven't dabbled in Amazon yet, except for the Lord of the Rings show, and that one was solid. But I need to dabble a little bit more.
The Boys has been one that I've been needing to watch.
All right,
watch it, and you guys will be very pleasantly surprised.
Tommy, what you got, man?
All right, my backcourt. I've got a combination of strength, speed, vision. Just got that sense of knowing where a guy needs to be before the guy is there. So I've got Spider-Man at my 1, and I've got Black Panther at my 2. Black Panther's just rising in my ranks of superheroes, and I had to have him on the list. So those two is my backcourt. At my 3, I've got a guy. You want to talk about a guy that's just powerful? I mean, he's simply going to sit down on defense, and he's going to make life living hell for the opposite three man. He's not going to say much when he does it. And that's Batman. Got Batman at the three.
Batman at the 3.
Batman, not Grant Williams, the real Batman.
Oh God.
Four at the 4, I'm going with another guy who's just strictly power, really just gonna cause issues. I've got Thor, and he's gonna be hilarious out there. So I've got Thor at the 4, and at the 5, I've been inspired by Jack Jack. I'm going Mr. Incredible at the 5. I think he's just holding the paint down.
Pre-insurance
like
job
that.
or post-insurance job?
Ooh.
I'm saying during the insurance job because I want his anger issues to come out.
Oh, with the brand new suit.
Swing the elbows.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yes.
awesome.
He's gonna be getting a lot of flagrant fouls. I'll leave it at that.
So you got Kendrick Perkins out there in the middle.
Yeah, sure.
All right, go ahead, Luke.
All right. So clearly I haven't been speaking much. My internet is horrible. So I'm gonna go ahead and give my a little bit went on, out a lot. But I did hear a Jack Jack pick out of Austin and a Mr. Incredible pick out of Tommy, and I'm upset because I have in mind. But we're gonna start with the point guard here. We need someone who's in a position to deal with a lot of superhero mind, a superhero Professor X as my point guard. I think this is someone who's going to be able to handle all these different personalities. At the shooting guard, this is my flamethrower. I need someone hot all the time. The second he steps on the court, give me Human Torch. At the 3, this is going to be a pick, but it's a guy I like. He's going to be my perimeter lockdown. He doesn't say. He's a real sarcastic guy. I think he might have some problems with the rest, but that's all right. We need that. Give me Hancock at the 3. The 4 is where I have Mr. Incredible, but I want young Mr. Incredible before the family man Mr. Incredible. I want loose, young and confident Mr. Incredible, doing his job out there. I think he's gonna pull down a lot of boards for us, really man the paint. The center, a lot of length, versatile, shown he's a team player. He's going to put it all out on the line for guys. Anyone's noticed. Give me Groot at the 5.
Groot at the 5. Oh, hey, way to run that one down. Man, mine has way more variance. I'm really happy about my picks though. I'm a superhero nerd. Watched a lot of cartoons growing up. So to start at the PG, I need somebody that can really pass that ball, get the ball ahead, throw it ahead. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to hit your guys running the lanes. Give me Spider-Man at the 1. He's just getting that ball out quick. He's got that ball on a string. Like the handle is nasty. Like,
yeah.
And if
he knows where people are going to be before they get there, man.
Exactly. And like on defense, like Spidey sense, like, come on.
Yeah.
That's steal after steal after steal.
Spider-Man should have been in everybody's list.
Yeah. At the 2. So again, kind of going a little bit with Luke, but a little bit like higher level. Talk about really flaming people, really being, on fire. Give me Jean Grey, Phoenix from X-Men. There's only 4 Category 5 mutants in the world. Luke got Professor X. A little bit above Professor X is Jean Grey. Strong, powerful. I got
solid
the womanly presence in my 5 to balance it out. Because of the small forward, it's all testosterone, all anger, and he's just going to rip through opposing defenses. Give me Wolverine.
Yeah.
The small forward.
Good pick.
And if you ever watch the original X-Men movie, there's really good chemistry between Jean Grey and Wolverine. It's like Cyclops is there, but like Jean Grey really wants to be with a bad boy. So that's why I put Wolverine and Jean Grey on the wings. Okay, I'm really juiced about my power forward pick. It's a great pick before I even say it. He doesn't have a lot of tools in his bag, but he can fly. He got some bounce. It's like my Amari Stoudemire. Give me Buzz Lightyear,
Wow.
the power forward. Either laser beam or
What?
the judo chop.
Are we calling Buzz a hero?
Interesting.
Buzz Lightyear, yes.
I'll give it to him.
Yeah, Buzz Lightyear is a superhero.
No,
Come on.
that's fine. No, that's fine. That's fine. I just was not expecting Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah. Now, the center. Think more KG. He's going to command my defense. He's going to be the anchor. He's going to be our guiding light. Give me Optimus Prime.
I love that pick. Oh my gosh, I love that pick. Wow. I didn't even think of the Transformers. I'm kind of mad I didn't pick Optimus Prime.
Yeah. I told you I was
I should have had Ironhide at my 4. I fumbled.
Okay, if you want to go Austin, you can go walk on pick. And then we'll go same order.
Before I do that, I just want to point out that 75% of your guys' picks, I didn't even know who they were. So I just want to be clear.
And you're in your 20s. That's the crazy thing. It's not like you're in your 40s or 50s.
That's awesome.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. When you said Optimus Prime, I thought that was the dude that like with the Infinity Stone. What was his name? That everyone talked about.
No. Thanos is a villain.
No, yeah, Optimus Prime, Transformers.
No, I think okay, solid. I actually did see one of the Transformers movies. I will say that.
Yeah, he was the guy.
That dude's gonna give the best pregame speeches ever.
He's KG. Anything is possible.
Flip it.
Okay, so my walk-on pick, and like I feel like as a walk-on, you have to be hard worker, just willing to go at it, just every day. You know, every day you come in with, you have to just kind of clear your mind of yesterday, getting your ass kicked. Got to come in fresh mind, right? New start. Got to be happy. Got to be the best person on the team. Everyone loves you. So I'm going with Guy from Free Guy.
Guy from Free Guy.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have even seen that movie.
No, that's a good movie. That's a good movie.
I love Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds is awesome.
If you know, I love Ryan Reynolds too. Yeah, hence 2 out of my 6 picks today being a Ryan Reynolds character. But like you think about it, he loses his memory like every night and just does the same thing in the morning. Like he's always very happy, cheery.
Yeah. Yep. Tommy, what you got?
Very good underrated pick there. My pick, I really like my pick, and I'm keeping the same trend of picks that I have. I mean, this guy's just, talk about a guy that's just so underrated. He gets no love. I feel like he just gets no love. Doesn't get the respect that he rightfully deserves. And, I'm sick and tired of it. One of my favorite Avengers. I need a guy that's not going to miss. This dude's hitting back of the rim, back of the net every single time it comes out of his hands. Hawkeye.
Good pick. Tommy's a big Marvel guy, so we like this.
He's not missing off the bench.
Good pick.
All right, Luke.
Let's hear it.
All right, so I got a guy. He like my candy pick. I said comes from a storied franchise. Takes ability on his. And you want to talk about a walk on. You want to talk about someone not, living in the high life in the spotlight or whatever. There's a guy that in the gutters. Okay, he's the eldest of his brothers. Give me Leonardo, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Great pick. Oh man, that is amazing pick, Luke. Amazing pick. I'm gonna vote for you this week.
I'm more of a Donatello guy myself, but
come on, Raphael all the way.
That was a great pick.
Dang, I want to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles now.
That was great pick, Luke. Great pick, Luke. I thought about that. I thought Tommy would pick Michelangelo, to be honest. But
I do. Yeah, TMNT was my
yeah,
jam growing up.
I knew no one would pick this because I'm going to date myself a little bit. This franchise has survived many, many decades, believe it or not. It's still going, but I'm going to go with original. And it's this guy or this franchise. It's the sum of its parts, but the leader of those parts really just drives the whole show, drives the whole team to victory. Give me Jason Lee Scott, the Red Ranger, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
He
Wow.
wields the power sword. He drives a
Wait, which
Tyrannosaurus.
color is he?
Red, red. There's no other color. Red.
Wait. Time out. Did you guys see Kuz's outfit the other day?
No.
I didn't. Did he do the
He
power? Did
dressed
he
up.
do a Power
He
Ranger?
dressed. I mean, he didn't think he did, but he dressed up as a Power Ranger. Like he walked into the living room, and I was like, "Bro, hold on!" I literally put up the Power Rangers like theme song for him, and I was like, "Look at this! You are wearing that outfit." It was like some leather red and white suit, and I was like, "Bro, you're the Red Power Ranger."
It's awesome. So shout out Kuz. You're my walk-on pick, man.
Let's go.
27th
Let's
pick in the
go.
draft to an NBA champion. Jason Lee Scott. Come on, man. Red
Good
Power
pick, Jared.
Rangers.
Good pick. Fun picks.
Both of those are
Fun
good
picks
picks
this
because
week.
I've seen them. Like Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers, I've seen them, and I didn't even think I had such recency bias in my picks.
Yeah. Honestly, that was my issue as well. I just went straight recent. But I mean,
You're a
not
big
gonna.
Marvel. You're a big
Yeah,
Marvel guy though, Tom.
it's very on brand with what I'm on brand with what I like in a
Yeah.
superhero in the superheroes. So
I'm
like,
surprised you
I
didn't
had
pick
to
like the
stick with that.
Mandalorian or something. I'm surprised I didn't see Cassian Andor in your 5.
I mean, the finale was phenomenal. I should have.
Um,
Should have.
Tommy, can I
I
ask
just
you a
that's
question? Have you?
yeah, yeah,
I was just gonna say, have you seen the new Black Panther?
yeah.
Did you like it?
I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
I
Oh
haven't
boy.
seen it yet.
I truly thought that was the worst movie I ever watched. I took a nap for like
Really?
30 minutes. I literally took a nap for 30 minutes during it. And when I woke up, I turned over and I was like, Jakob, how long did I sleep for? And he was like, 30 minutes. I was like, damn it, that was not long enough. I still got another 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
I
How
wish we
come
could hear what Luke
it
thought,
was
but
it was just boring? It was just boring to you, or what?
Yeah. And like, I just felt like it was kind of corny. Like, some of the things they said,
Fair.
I just
And honestly,
was
like
kind of corny.
yeah, that's Marvel. That's Disney. You can
Well,
blame Disney for that.
Marvel's heading in the wrong direction. I'm not gonna lie, but I liked it because Namor was like the coolest villain that I thought I've seen in a long time on screen.
Fair assessment.
Okay, fair. I like
Like
my thought was right, like
The Atlantis vibe was so sick to me, and I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
no, that was dope. But I was like telling Jakob, I was like, bro, like, don't you think they could have found like a more attractive like supervillain? Like he was subpar looking, you know? Like look at Aquaman, and then you got
That's
this guy.
yeah, he had bars though. He was really spitting out there. I don't know if it's funny movie, but
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
it,
If we can get a
he
babysitter out
he
here.
in my opinion, yeah, he was elite. But that's fair. I mean, Marvel's not for everybody, and I'm not going to act like I think Marvel's going in the right direction. I completely don't. A lot of their stuff they've put out lately has been so mid. But
Yeah.
Black Panther, I liked. Black Panther, I did like.
When I see it, I will give my opinion.
You know,
Yeah.
Austin, I know it's probably really cold in Montana, so it's probably tough to get out on the golf course. There might not even be in a golf course open. I have great news for you. You go into the garage, you flip on that light, and you get those 50 chips in every night, and you're going to get right.
I don't even have clubs
Delivery,
in
Jared.
Montana.
Good delivery, Jared.
Yeah, Luke loves that
Oh,
one. That's nice.
Yeah,
Those were
Luke's cracking
bars.
up.
We talked about Drake. Those were some Drake bars right there.
Luke's cracking up. No, that was good. That was really good,
Yo,
Jared.
that was awful.
That was awful.
Oh man. Well,
Tommy.
Austin, Thank you so much for coming on, man. Giving us some insight on your college basketball career and what the agency world is like. It's pretty cool to hear about that side of sports because it's probably not talked about enough. And the social media stuff, super cool to talk about as well. So I really appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thank you for your time, Austin. We appreciate you. I know Luke appreciates you.
Luke, it was great talking to you, man.
Shout out the 209, man. Shout out the 209.
Yeah, good Wi-Fi.
But no, I mean, I appreciate you guys having me on, and I mean, Luke and Tommy, good luck with the seasons. Jared, good luck with raising two kids.
Yeah,
you might need the most luck.
It's all right, man. I've been look. You see these? You just look in the boxes to your left. I don't know if they're on the left, but like I raised these two kids right here, so I'll be all right.
There you go. There you go.
On that note,
hey,
thanks everybody.
Follow everybody. IG, TikTok, right? Follow Kicks.
Follow Kicks, yes.
Yeah.
And follow the pod.
Follow the pod.
Yeah, I already know, man. I already know.
Yeah. If you go to Oak Ridge, you probably already follow the pod.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and finish out the episode. That's just crazy. Thank you everybody for listening in. I don't even know what episode we're on, and I like that I don't know what it is because that means we're putting out good content for you guys. So thanks for tapping in, everybody. Have a great night. Have a great Sunday. We're gonna drop this one on Sunday. Appreciate everybody. Favorite walk-ons that we're walking out.